First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, and we are going to have the Fox 12 Weather Podcast for you here momentarily. But before we do that, there I am. Hi, good to see you. We are live here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. So the Weather Podcast is on its way. But since this kind of relates a little bit, I want to talk about what happened yesterday for a lot of people who were able to see this, and that is the blood moon that was happening yesterday. We don't even need to go into it too much, but the lunar eclipse, and some of our photographers were able to get some pretty amazing footage of that right there as it's going across the sky. And I'm really jealous of everybody who was able to see that, because right where I was, it was cloud cover. I was not able to see this. But pretty great stuff right there. Looking at that eclipse. I don't even need to describe this. Let's just watch this for a second. All right, get pretty awesome footage. We wanted to show that. That is from our photographers who are out there getting that. And there you go, the blood moon. Okay, let's jump in now to the Fox 12 Weather Podcast.
Weatherman, we can't allow any further delay.
Welcome, everybody, to the Fox 12 Weather Podcast. This is episode 130. I'm meteorologist Katie Suniga, joined by Camila. Mama, how you doing?
Good morning. Good. Tired. How are you?
I saw the 6-month post.
Yes, it's crazy.
That's right.
Time is like flying, but also moving so slow at the same time. It's weird.
Well, I have one turning 18 in a few weeks, so
can't
let
even-
me tell you, it goes by fast. Yeah. And then, of course, Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I've got my flannel on because it's kind of we're in a cool showery pattern, so seems like a flannel day in
Big
Portland,
flannel
right?
guy.
Big flannel day, yes. I had my electric blanket on all morning long.
Nice.
It's a cold studio sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to keep all the equipment running, and
Right.
I get it. And space heaters are dangerous, so I have my little electric blanket to keep me warm. Well, we had quite a fun night last night with the rain that came in overnight and this morning, but just as anticipated, it broke up real early. Like I think in that 6 a.m. hour, and we've seen blue skies and sunny.
I was asleep.
Nice.
Of course you were. I wasn't. I'd been awake for hours. So we're recording this at 11 a.m. for those of you that are watching or listening later on March 13th. So dry streak's over. Rain is back. Forget the warmth and sunshine. Mark and Camilla came up with this last night. So
pessimistic, Mark.
I
Yeah.
know.
Forget it.
Crush all the happiness possible.
It was 2 days ago. Drew Reeves he made our little headlines graphic,
Yeah.
and it said something like no more dry weather, or something like that. It was even more negative. It was like it's never coming back.
Never coming back.
Right.
That's great.
Well, I could tell you after putting together the what's ahead, it's definitely not in our 7 day.
Yeah, it's not very
pleasant.
much dry time, that's for sure.
Not much. Little nuggets here and there like we get today and tomorrow morning. So, Mark, you want to start driving? There we go. So I'm going to let you take on this one because you put all of these in.
Yeah.
And I'll let you take over on this one.
So we did get some snow pretty low, down around probably a little below 1,000 feet in the Cascade foothills this morning. It wasn't a lot, but here's Sandy. This is at 1,200 feet. This is now, I didn't snap this picture until 9 a.m. 8:45, so probably there was more earlier. I had about a half inch of snow at my house at 1,000 feet, kind of the back edge of a cold front as it moved through. Did you get any pictures, Katie? Anything on Facebook?
No, nobody. People don't really send that stuff to me, and I was trying to work on this and helping with some other things that were going on in the background with tech stuff, so I didn't get to look like on our share or anything like that.
Yeah, this is probably because in the foothills of the Cascades, March morning wet snow is not unusual. So
Yeah.
everybody's kind of over it at this point. If this happened in November, it would have been really exciting, right?
Oh, yeah.
First snow of the
Like,
season.
oh yeah, but no, it's like we're moving on.
Or if it would have been
Yeah.
like in Gresham or something, then it would have been
Right,
a
if it
big
would have
deal.
been lower.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then here's the view at Mount Hood Meadows lift line at 9 a.m. Looks like about 9 or 10 inches of new snow up there.
Yep, 10 is you'll see when we get to the snow report. That's when I pulled that a little later than when you took
Sweet.
this.
Oh,
There was
good.
another
Yeah, I
one.
see
Yep.
some sunshine, so that's good,
Mhm.
right?
Looks
That's what I
nice.
stuff.
said.
Yeah.
Once you got to sun came up, you were starting to see the breaks. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is one of my favorite graphics. We don't use it on TV a lot because you have to take time to explain it, but it really shows nicely like the spread of temps, how warmer above and below normal we are. This just shows the last 30 days. You got the average low, PDX is the blue line. The average high is the red line. And each day is represented by one bar. So when the low bars are, tall vertically, that implies it doesn't imply, that means that we did have a big spread in temperatures, cool at night, warm during the day. And you can see there was a period there from the latter part of February until about I'm looking at my calendar, until about the 10th? Till about the 10th of March. So almost a month here, temperatures almost every day were above average.
Mhm.
Lows were generally above average, but with some of the clear skies at night, we did have some lows down out below average. I see a 35 and a 36 in there. A couple things to note. Last 3 days. So we're recording this on Thursday. Those 53s are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've had three of the coolest days we've seen since mid to late February. So yes, things have changed, as we
It'll
all
be
know.
cooler the next couple of days too.
Yeah, cooler. Yeah. And then what was my other point? I had some critical point in my head. Oh, I know what it is. So this is interesting. So we have not had a frost. The last time Portland got to freezing was the morning we had the snow on the ground on Valentine's Day. We haven't had a frost since then, since the 14th of February. And in the city, that would not be unheard of if that was our last frost. Now, you would think with the cool, showery weather we have coming up here for we're going to cover it, but for another week at least, there's still a chance for frost in the city. We'd have to have clearing skies, but we'll see.
So you think there's a chance that could be our last frost? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, I'm saying there's a chance.
Okay. All right.
But we'd have to have a cool atmosphere in the city. We'd have to have a cool atmosphere, number one, like we have now, and then we have to clear out and be dry enough, avoid fog, although it's easier to avoid fog in late March.
Yeah.
So it could still happen. If it's going to happen, it'll be in this pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. And those are just the high temperatures in more of a pretty TV form.
Mhm.
Warm start, but now obviously we're going to fill this out over the next week. It's going to be all blue, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Like you said, pretty clear pattern change there.
Our average right now is at around like
57. I got it right here.
Okay.
On my forecast page, I'm working on it already because I got
57.
things
Yeah.
to do today.
Yeah, there's nothing even close to that in the next 7 days.
Right.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I was ready to debate, actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think the warmest, we'll get into it, I'm sure. Never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You sure are. Don't get in front of your skis.
That's right.
That seems topical for today.
Yeah.
Hey, remember 1947?
Oh, yeah.
Like it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
That's the year my parents were born.
Oh no. Okay. They're just kids compared to my parents. So we did have a warm spell, kind of like last year, although it was a little warmer even. We had record highs of 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. So right during this period, and look at those highs, 69 to 76, 69 to 80, I should say. And that is our warmest temperature ever observed in Portland. And the month of March is 80 degrees.
Yep.
So times were great. World War II had ended. We were in recovery. The economy was booming. Babies were being born everywhere. And it got to 80 degrees on March 16th.
That's why my parents would be the baby boomer generation.
Nice.
Did I set? Yeah, beginning of the baby boom right there. So did I set the mood right there with some warm, sunny March weather? I just want to let you know what it could be like.
Not what it will.
It ain't happening here in the next 10 days, folks.
Right.
Yeah. No. And I was going through and I was trying to think about what I could pull in for this, like what's ahead to make it as awesome as what
you did it?
Mark Nelson does. So, bear with me as we look at these, because I wanted to be a little different. I wanted to put my own spin on it, but I wanted to make sure I covered the basis. And I tried to get, for some reason, the GFS would run one cycle and then it would stop. And so it wouldn't keep looping, and I tried doing it multiple different ways, multiple different times. But I will say this, they're very similar.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I didn't feel bad missing it, because I could tell you very, very similar in these runs that we're looking at here. So
we have good agreement.
We have really good agreement all the way through the timing of this particular run. So one might think that maybe, at the end of this run, we might be warming up a little.
We're right there.
Right.
We can't stop it.
There. Actually, if you flip, did I make the next one a stopped one?
Yeah, it's just temperatures.
Oh, I thought I got a stopped one so we could see it.
So I do notice on this one, we got one cold trough coming through now, and then another one on Monday, right? Is that it? Monday, Tuesday, cold trough coming through. So that's when you have the coldest 850s. I'd written them down. Oops, I only got through. Yeah, we're about -4, -5 right now at 850 millibars, and I think it's about the same later Monday, Tuesday again.
Yeah, and I'm expecting with all the runs that I saw coming in this morning that you're going to be changing the 7-day from what it is now, what we had this morning.
Like the Sunday, I just had scattered showers. It looks.
Because this just looks a little different to me than what it was. So
we will see.
Yeah. All right, so here we have the ensemble runs. And I did try and get some deterministic and some ensembles. I kind of mixed them in. But if you look at the temperatures, like the pattern, they're both lower, they both go up, and then they both dip a little more, then they go up. So the Euro ensemble has us getting close to 60, the beginning of spring break, right?
Yeah, and those numbers do run, just the surface temps of the Euro run a little cool. Like the 47 today will be warmer than that.
Yep. And then if you go over to the GFS, it only has it in the mid-50s. So it actually is saying it might be a little cooler that first start of the week.
But there are hints of maybe back to normal heights, at least in the upper atmosphere as we head towards Oregon spring break, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
We don't want to give false hope.
Nope, not at all.
But that gives us how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next 10 or 11 days, we're going to be in this cool, showery or cool and rainy pattern.
Yep. Exactly. So those are our daily highs and lows. And then if you look at the lows, only on the GFS do we have one that's below freezing. Both of them all have us above freezing, 45 or higher the entire graphic. So
yep.
No more below freezing.
We had all that nice warm weather, and now it's cool and wet for 10 days. Payback is a real, whatever they call it.
A real brat.
Okay.
A real brat.
So isn't
brat cool?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the kids are saying these days.
Oh, come on.
Enzo's not old enough yet to speak.
Oh, man.
Soon.
Soon
Mama,
enough, he'll teach me.
My oldest first word was light. So it's not always mom and dad. It was light. He was obsessed with ceiling lights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who is it?
He wanted you to walk him into every room in the house and turn off and on every single light when you showed up somewhere. It was really fun. So.
Home Depot's been a big hit for Enzo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The lighting aisle. It's a big deal.
Oh, my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so I just wanted to bring this in because...
I like this.
Yeah, so this is the Ensemble Max wind gust for Portland, and I was just watching as the Friday to Saturday system comes in. It's looking like it's really going to pick up, but not so much here. It's the next slide. There. Newports. We are looking at some pretty strong wind gusts Friday night into Saturday. I mean, some of the ensemble members, one has it up into like 70, but that's just like a Lone Ranger. But
that's
40s, huh?
Yeah,
that's what
it's
that
looking
green
like
is.
exactly high 30s, low 40s, just as that comes right up. And
these are great tools. Katie, you were not in last week's podcast, but Camila and I went over. We actually had a surface low come up the coastline. Excuse me, Tuesday night.
Get some water.
Get some water. I
Jeez.
was
No, it's
about
not
to
the
say that.
water.
Get some water.
It's froggy. It's not the water.
Okay.
But we had a surface low come up the coast late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And remember, it was low. The euro was going pretty heavy, 968 millibar low, and enough to give us, maybe gusts over 40. And then, the models backed off on that. But these are, we showed this last week, Katie. And this is a great tool for kind of the average. And I like to watch the average. If it gets up above 35, 40, then it gets interesting. For the valleys, of course, it's going to be higher along the coast.
Yeah.
But in the valleys there, nothing really sticks out. We keep watch, but I don't see. And looking at the actual, the operational models, I'm not seeing anything for now. It's interesting.
It just kicked up a little, and then obviously more south in the valley too. I didn't bring in Salem or anything like that because I was trying not to overload people with graphics.
Oh, that's why we're here doing a podcast. We're going to overload you, and you're going to like all those graphics, folks.
Yep. And then this one, I was like, okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Because I wanted to talk about and show, the potential for the rain. I think from what I saw this morning, it does look like the most we're going to see is tomorrow night into Saturday right now, at least, with this, because it's kind of like from what I saw this morning, there's kind of a little something that comes in overnight, tomorrow night, and then another big push that comes in during the day on Saturday.
Turns to steady rain, right? Is that what you were seeing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I did look.
Yeah.
I looked as well. Yeah. On Saturday, there's an atmospheric river type thing aimed, kind of a baroclinic band, the cool air to the north, warm air to the south. It's kind of across central northern Oregon. And then the big question on Sunday, there's an even stronger surge of moisture coming into maybe the southern half of Oregon on Sunday. And we're kind of at the northern edge of that. So Oregon in general, Western Oregon, whether it's north or south, gets a lot of precipitation Saturday and Sunday. The big question, I guess, for Portland is it how far north is it on Sunday? Do we get a huge soaking 2 days in a row?
Yep.
But boy, Eugene, Roseburg, Medford, they're going to get a lot of precipitation.
And that's one thing that I brought up today in the newscast was the 5-day one that shows each of them. I went ahead and just put soaker on Sunday and just pointed out that it's south of us. It's not necessarily the metro, but if you look down, I think it gets like dark pink. Like it just looks like they're going to get.
Although, what's today? Thursday, Friday. So 3 days ahead, it could shift north.
Oh, yeah.
It could be.
Absolutely.
Regardless, it's a pretty wet pattern. I mean, this is going to kind of finish off what we hope. Just finish off late winter, early spring. Let's see.
Look at, I'm touching. Go back one more real quick.
Okay.
Look at, I guess it's the fourth row over. I mean, those are all blue except for the one, and the ones that's yellow is even more. So, I mean, that's pretty consistent in that, 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, yeah. You see the green average down below on the late on the 16th, which is Sunday.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, that's ending, and that'd be ending Sunday afternoon.
So it'd be Saturday, my point about the steady rain on Saturday. So that was why I wanted to show this particular graphic.
Yeah, I have indoor plans Saturday, that's for sure.
Yep, and then this one has a few more because I think of the timing that I ran it, but it's the same thing, and you see it. Some of them actually get up a little higher, but still, it's just still trending. They're all still really close.
So is it fair to say, as of now, we don't see flooding, but in this pattern, if the atmospheric river hangs over one place too long, especially right now, central southern valley, we could get areas of flooding maybe.
Yes.
So we'll keep an eye on it. But it's a pretty wet pattern for March, even for March.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't see any gaps.
Not really.
This goes through the Friday. It goes through the last day the kids are in session on the right side next Friday for Oregon spring break.
Yep.
I mean, 3/4, 8/10 of those, 80% of those are pretty wet still.
Yep. Yeah. And I brought this, and this is my little.
Oh yeah.
I love this one just because it shows the breaks. That it's not steady rain and the heavier times. So there was that push I was talking about on Friday night. So it goes from 500s to a 10s to 2/10, and then it lulls off, and then that second push comes in Saturday morning. But you see from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., it's showing something is happening, and then
about half an inch right in there. Yeah.
So nearly an inch in the next 3 days. And with the rain that we got overnight last night into this morning before things slowed in the accumulation, we met and exceeded the by this time in March.
I see.
So we're at an inch and 3/4 now, and it's like an inch and like 1.6 is where we should be today. So
yeah, I noticed Portland had the 24-hour total. It's either midnight or at daylight time. Do they do that at 1 a.m.? It's over there on the observations on the METARs. I think it had a 1.1 for the airport for a 24-hour total. So it's funny. You can have an inch of rain every day, and yet it doesn't flood just because an inch. If you think about it, 1 inch a day is less than, is that 500s an hour? 5 times. Yeah, 500
And we
per
worry
hour.
about it when it's like a half an inch in like a 3-hour period,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we get.
Yep. So here's our current 7-day.
Brilliant.
And this is what I was wondering, what you're working on the stuff for tonight, what you're seeing different than what I saw when I first came in this morning, like where the shifts might be.
Let's see. Updated information. I have no numbers. I have rainy for Saturday. Okay, we're in agreement. Sunday, lighter rain, because it might be steady instead of showers. Monday, showers. I'm going to change that to showers. Just regular, more
So
instead of
we're
a
beefing
few.
up St. Patrick's Day a little bit.
We're beefing up. We're nice. Like we're beefing up like corned beef.
Yeah.
We're corned beef on the St. Patty's Day.
So instead of a few showers, it's going to be showers.
Okay.
I do have mainly dry on Tuesday.
Oof.
We have to give people hope. You have to have one day where there's hope that humanity.
Yeah.
I know that is wish casting, but you know what? I'm doing a public service by saying one day might be almost okay. You can't just crush people's hopes against a wall day after day after day after day.
Yeah,
Need to give it to them straight, Mark.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what Mother Nature's doing. We are but the messengers.
Right.
Mhm.
So wise.
And then temperatures still looking about the same.
Well, I didn't do those yet. It's blank.
Okay. No numbers yet.
I didn't get that far yet. I in fact, my 8:50 stop on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I do notice. Are we covering snow level?
Mhm.
Okay. Shh, I won't talk about it yet.
I didn't bring in the actual snow level graphic, I don't think, but I did bring in your graphic with snow levels on it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but it's going to be a
We're
fun
going
surprise.
to find out.
Yeah, let's just move on.
No.
Snow. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see what the first graphic is here. Oh, that's yours. So
it's all of ours. I'm just a contributor. So this just shows a snowpack as of yesterday. Now these numbers are going to go way up. Should be interesting. Next week, let's make sure, remind me when we put this together to do the 1 week later comparison after the big snow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is where we are. Actually, the snowpack has decreased a bit compared to normal, compared to like 3 weeks ago, because of course we had the warmer, drier than normal late winter, early spring weather here the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
So actually the northern Cascades are running about 80% of average, let's say. Still doing great across central, eastern, south central, southwest Oregon. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Notice Washington. Washington has underachieved in this La Nina winter for sure.
Yep.
Definitely a little bit drier than normal, but hope they're going to be making up. So this I don't know if I call it a March miracle. We had that one year where we had a drought winter, and then March was like this. It was amazing. I mean, it was like there was terrible snowpack all the way until the beginning of March, and we called it the March miracle. So maybe this is the March. What's a lesser word for miracle, like a synonym? March happiness.
That doesn't work.
Creative. Nice.
Yeah. So what we've got about 8 to 10 inches of new snow. That's nice. Things have been freshened up.
Yeah.
We'll get a ton more snow.
So okay, but
the next 2 days.
This if I wish I had my stuff in here to show you.
We wish you had your stuff in there too, Katie.
There was more March Marvel. How's that?
Ooh,
yes, a March. Yes, that's good.
That is nice. Did you
alliteration?
Just do a quick little thesaurus search there?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay. So there was at least another inch at Timberline since this was put in, and I didn't update it, but I know we've had more. This was like around, what time was this? Around like 6 or 7 a.m. when I did this, I think. So, and it's been snowing consistently up there. It lightened up a bit. It's not as heavy, but it hasn't stopped on the camera.
Katie, we will forgive you that 1 inch that you missed.
Know. But I'm just saying, I know it's more.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of went a little crazy on the
this
snow models.
Good.
Okay. So this is the deterministic showing it go in. So this is what I was talking about, what I thought I did with the previous stuff. So you can see it building in, and then it hits its peak, and then it starts backing off. So flip to the next slide.
Okay. And this goes from now all the way through
the weekend?
Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. It goes all the way through Tuesday.
So there it is. This is the peak. I did one for both the Euro and the GFS. So this is ending. Oh, this is for
Saturday night.
Sunday. Yep, Sunday is the 16th.
11 p.m. Saturday. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is the end of when it stops. Like the highest
pretty
numbers
good.
I could find was right around 15 inches.
Nice.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, you look what here. I did do that. I did the snowfall in the Cascades because I was curious. I put 1 to 2 inches for tomorrow. Not much.
Mm-hmm.
Because the system comes in later in the day, and it's kind of it just swings in. It's not doing too much until afternoon. So I really care about mostly what it's going to do by the end of the ski day. Let's say 4 or 5 p.m. And then I put 10 to 18 inches Saturday. We're going to call that a first alert day in the Cascades.
Okay,
nice.
Rough driving. 850s are -2, -3 there on Saturday.
Yeah. So that's the Euro.
And then the 10 to 15 inches on Sunday.
Oh, so you bumped that back up.
Yeah, because Sunday is highly dependent on where does that atmospheric river go, because it has even more than that. It has like 2 feet in the Central Cascades. It depends how far north that thing flips on Sunday, but we'll see. Yeah. And then dropping off the totals Monday and Tuesday.
So then here's the ensemble.
Oh wait, what was the other one?
That was the deterministic, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, that's what you did. Okay.
Yep. And then here's the ensemble, just so we can see the two. So this one doesn't go as high. This one only goes up to, I think, 13, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there.
Well, and we're just picking one point in there. I kind of go, oh, you're right, it's a little lower. But the pink, if you're deep into the pink, that's 12 to 16 inches, somewhere in there.
Yep, so that's I just wanted to show the difference. And then I think I did the same thing with the GFS.
Something to point out, and happens all the time with the Euro, especially this year and I think last winter too. Those little bits of snow we get in the valley, you see it there?
Mm-hmm.
It does that at 37 or 38 degrees. Well, basically like last night. It was showing light snow in Portland last night.
Mm-hmm.
So it just generates sticking snow when it's in the mid to upper 30s, which most of the time is not correct. Won't actually happen. You just have to be aware. Don't look at that and say, "Oh my gosh, there's a decent chance for snow in Portland the next few days."
Right.
Yeah.
There's not.
No.
Okay, so this is a still image.
So there's the still, so you can see it's 3 inches less than what the ensemble is 3 inches less than the deterministic.
I see.
Yep.
Nice.
And then I did the same thing with the GFS, so you can see. I think I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. So this one is
Dang,
also...
Katie is overproducing today. She's
told
got it all.
I tried.
See, you don't need me. Okay.
So this is the same thing. Shows, it doesn't show, I think, as much, right?
That's a lot of pink.
That is a lot of pink.
Oh my gosh, that other color, that's the 26-inch plus color.
Yeah. You can really see the bulge in like the Central Cascades.
Yeah. Mount Bachelor, Pass, Crater Lake, they're going to get dumped on.
Yeah.
Yes. And I so wish that I could stop this, because my Central Oregon, 5-6 years of forecasting in Central Oregon, there's this just very distinctive line that every time there's a big, huge amount of snow, there is some type of, big event, and you need to do like some type of watch or warning. Like I just see it right there as it goes across Central Oregon. And in Bend specifically, do you guys know, any of you know where the Walmart is in South Bend?
Yes, it's where the highway comes back together,
yes,
right?
Okay.
Say I do.
It's near the Holiday Inn Express, as I recall.
Yes, okay.
I'm not promoting them. I'm not getting free. I did get a free night with my points. I just know I've been there. Yeah. That's all. Continue.
Mark's favorite hotel.
That right there is a line. And if you live anywhere there, maybe a little more to the north by like another mile or so, but there or south, you're snowed in, you're dumped. You can't go anywhere. But you cross over that line, you pass over, you're going down the Parkway North, you get like a half a mile up at most, and you have nothing.
That's basically, it's wetter to the south and west and higher too, I suppose.
But that's that drop. It made it so hard to be like, okay, well, Ben's going to get this much snow, because if you're south of here, you could get a foot. If you're north of here, you get like an inch.
So you want to live south of Walmart for good snow, is what you're saying.
Yes, and I have pictures. I can show you. One night we got 18 inches. It was crazy. It was so fun.
Camila, we need to see if we can apply that to Portland area Walmarts and see if we can get a snow pattern out of those Walmart locations.
I think so. Maybe there's some weather magic happening with those Walmarts.
Yeah.
You know what? Methinks somebody's getting free stuff from Walmart and is promoting Walmart in this podcast.
Nope.
And on your way
really
south,
cheap free stuff.
Make sure you stop by Walmart, grab your ice scraper.
On the way to that heavy snow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I think it was in the process, because you'll notice no snow is higher than the 1.4. But I still really like this one, because it's the graph and it shows like the pass level. So when it does what it's supposed to do, and those bars are where they're supposed to be, it again shows the snow tonight, like we talked about, then nothing tomorrow, then a little coming in, and then Saturday.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
I think the reason it's not working correctly is I was fiddling with it yesterday. Now let the
Oh.
record show first, and we can talk about snow. Camilla, let's not forget to talk
Oh,
about the snow
don't forget
contour.
about the snow contours. It's coming, folks.
Okay, but first, my possible screw up. I went to this graphic, and yeah, that last part was missing, and I'm like, what?
Yep.
It should go to 72 hours from whatever the model runtime is, whatever. And I looked, and it was pulling the data from the 0Z graph, which meant at 3 p.m., 2 p.m., whatever it was, it wasn't even getting the last 2 runs of the graph. So I think we need to make 4. We need to make 4 of these, one for each model run.
I would love that because I really like this one.
And you've noticed that, and same thing with that Portland precip, it does that as well. I think the issue is if it's, I don't know why, but if it's halfway through a model run, then it's messed up.
Yeah, and so I would love it if we could make one for the different model runs so that we could use them.
And I think I may have left this one on 0Z, so you would, so that would explain why it only goes through Saturday.
Yep, and it's kind of jacked up. But it's really helpful for me. I've been, I know you guys, I feel bad that you've been seeing all of these updated graphics, but since I've been doing extra weather hits, we come in and it's like all these weird non-seasonal graphics have been updated because I'm going through and trying to find, and I didn't know that this one exists.
Okay, I was wondering because I kept looking in the content library and I was like, why is this random graphic showing that it was updated yesterday?
Why is it heat wave?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So what's happening is those of those of you listening that don't know, I come in at my early time and I get everything, all the graphics set for the 4:30 to start. And then I send the note, I put the email out, I put the web script up. So you guys have, your stories and stuff online. And then as the new models run come in, I update the forecast for the day. Well, in the 6, 7, and 8, Andy's, presenting the weather, but our news director, our boss, wants me to do extra kind of supplemental things to add in some more meteorological things to it. And so I've been going through and trying to find, because normally I would just have Mark sitting next to me and be like, hey, Mark, do we have a graphic for this? And he would just tell me, oh, yes, no, or let's make something. So since I don't have him at 3 o'clock in the morning to ask that to, I've been going through and trying to find things. And, I would type in a name or a category and stuff wouldn't come up. And so I've been organizing and categorizing and getting them in order. So if I'm trying to find something specific for snowfall that day or tornadoes, because we just had the tornado story I did in Florida, it's easier for me to find the topic ones.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so that's how I found that government camp snow level one, because I was talking about mountain snow.
Well, Katie, we appreciate you doing that, but in about a month, we're going to be doing all new graphics, so you're going to have to restart.
I started that before I knew we were doing new ones.
Okay.
You notice I haven't done any yesterday or today?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Hey, so the snow contour, I noticed yesterday, for 2 days, I was like, I don't understand. I know the dark blue is 6 inches, and that's where just the color palette from the graph showing how much snow is going to fall. And I'm like, why is it showing? The text says 10 or 15 inches, but the blue isn't even over that area. But it looks like somebody went in and changed the contour, but now it doesn't match the legend.
Well, it wasn't me. I can tell you
Peyton.
that.
Wait till Peyton gets back from vacation.
The mystery continues.
I did not touch the contours.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know.
Yep. And I admit,
Texting Peyton
when I mess up. I'm that kind of person. I would have taken full ownership.
Yeah.
Okay, so
so it's all good. All right, so that's what we have. This is what we have for now.
Yeah, so this is the Mount Hood forecast that you put together, but you're changing Sunday now and adding more.
Yeah, we probably still have 2 to 4 feet to go. It's good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Camilla,
you want this one?
Sure.
This is Camilla's idea. We got a new term of the week here, folks.
Oh, I just realized the banner says 129 for the episode number. I shouldn't have even pointed it out.
It said 130, I thought.
Maybe for the other
You know what?
ones.
I didn't. I know why. Let's not talk about it any further.
Okay, we're going to ignore that ever happened.
It's 1:30.
All right, total lunar eclipse. Ooh, so this is happening tonight. Today's Thursday, so Thursday night. And it is when the moon passes through the Earth's shadow. So you have the sun, the moon, and the Earth in the middle. And we've got our times here for you. So the partial eclipse or the penumbra starts at 10:09 p.m. And then the total eclipse happens between basically 11:30 and 12:30 a.m. Friday morning.
The umbra.
Yes, the umbra. So,
or is it the umbra? I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
And isn't it supposed to look like pink or something?
Yeah, so it has like a reddish hue. It's because of Rayleigh scattering. The same reason that we see the reddish and orangish colors in the sky at sunset is because of all of basically the light that the Earth is not blocking from the sun
Mhm.
gets bent around the Earth and refracted, and so it basically reflects on the moon's surface and it looks kind of
Yeah,
reddish.
it's like I think you kind of said this, but it's like the moon is only seeing the sunset light from the Earth.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yes.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, it's super cool. So, will we get to see it though? Is the question.
I thought I had. You know what? I thought I put this in here, but I did not.
Oh, you didn't put the
Never
cloud
mind.
forecast? Bummer. Well, yeah.
I thought I had it in there. I forgot. My fault.
That's the question. Is because it did look. I don't know, Katie, if you were able to look at the cloud forecast specific graphics, but it looked like things were thickening up right around that time of totality.
West of the Cascades.
West of the Cascades, yeah. Pretty much clear skies east, so that'd be the place to be.
I'd go to Eastern Gorge, North Central Oregon, the Friend Schoolhouse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to relate to episode 129.
Yeah.
One of those places, the wheat growing country, North Central Oregon, looks good.
Yeah.
Tonight, midnight, be there.
I will be sleeping.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We've
You
got
got
some
pictures here.
Yeah, we got some viewer photos here. So I pulled these yesterday. I think 2 of them are mountain or kind of wintry looking. So this is a cool one taken from Diamond Lake by Phil. You can see the sunrise, kind of a filtered look to the sun because of those thin high clouds. And you can see Mount Thielsen. I pronounced this weird yesterday when Mark and I were talking about this. How did I say it? Thielsen.
You said, "Where is Thielsen?" And I said, "Are you Norwegian or Swedish?"
Can't do your THs anymore, Camilla?
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know,
that's
that's
really
interesting.
pretty. He said he
That's
was
from,
ice fishing.
Yeah, I was going to say he's on the lake because that's the same view. We go there almost every summer to Diamond Lake, and that's the view when you just paddleboard out
Cool.
50 or 100 feet. That's the campground right there.
Beautiful.
I think.
Pretty.
Or close to it. Yeah, there's one.
Oh yeah, this was cool too. And Mark and I were debating. So this person, Clifford Gilkerson, I think I'm saying that right, was summiting Mount St. Helens and took this picture from the top. And you could see that kind of a cool wave almost, or bulge with the clouds. So what did you think that could be, Mark?
I just assumed at first we thought maybe it was asparagus clouds, but I think what it was just when we normally see like a cap cloud or a lenticular cloud over the mountain, has that lens shape. But in this case, you're up on the mountain, so it's kind of happening around you.
Yeah.
So maybe we're seeing part of the curve right there, or over the shoulder
Looking
of the mountain.
like up at the cap cloud.
So
maybe.
I think, wait a minute. So yeah, he must be on the south side of the mountain. I can't tell.
Yeah, this
You
was
don't see the
taken on the
crater.
9th.
Yeah, I don't know which direction he's looking, but either way, I think that's what's going on because it's such a perfect semicircle there. I think
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we had a few of these actually in there, lunar halo pictures.
Oh.
So this one is from Newberg. Thank you, Rodney, for this one. But yeah, very cool. You could see a pretty clear halo of light around the moon, and we get that, of course, because of the upper level ice crystals. And a lot of times we'll see those up high in the atmosphere before a frontal system or before we get moisture coming in. And this makes sense because if this was on the 8th, that would have been a couple days before the rain came through.
Yeah, that was on, excuse me, that was either Friday night or Saturday morning, or Saturday night. So
yeah,
it was pretty good that day. Pretty good weather that day.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we cover everything? I think we
covered it all. What, do we ever not cover it all?
Well, there have been a few times we've gotten done, or we're like, oh, we meant to, talk about this or that.
I wish it would be logistically feasible to take like live questions, because it'd be really cool to just be like, all right, what else do you want to know? What did we miss?
Yeah.
But
we've
That
done
would be
that.
interesting.
right?
So we started doing that when I do the Fox 12 Now stuff.
Oh, you
Especially
do?
So
How-
we'll.
Do they type it in or is it?
So we go live on Facebook and YouTube and the website and all that. And so Greg and Jack, they just kind of monitor, and then they'll throw a question out, and we'll answer questions live.
That's cool.
On that. So
Yeah,
that's really fun.
that'd be neat.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. We had a lot of editing when they start swearing, but probably most people would behave. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
We could,
So.
yeah. So cool stuff.
Okay, well, I think that about sums it up. And thank you, folks, for joining us. And we'll catch you next week. Yeah, you got another one next week, Mark?
Yep.
All right, we'll catch you next week for episode 131. Have a good day.
Please tell us